Have you ever traveled abroad and felt like you suddenly became rich? Or maybe you went to another country and realized your budget was just going to disappear in just 3 days? It's the exact same cup of coffee, the same beans, the same milk. Why does it cost 5 times more depending on where you stand on planet Earth? Now, to understand this, you have to ask a basic question. Why don't we just have one global currency? And the short answer is control. A country's currency is a reflection of its sovereignty. Having their own currency allows a country's government and central bank to control their own economy. If a country hits a recession, they can print money or lower interest rates to encourage people to spend. If inflation is too high, they can raise interest rates. I'll break down interest rate down in upcoming videos, but if every country used the same money, a struggling economy in one part of the world will be forced to play by the same rules as a booming economy in another part of the world. Separate currencies act as economic shock absorbers for various countries. If every country has its own money, how do we decide what one is what compared to another? For most major currencies like the US dollar, the euros, the yen, the value is decided by supply and demand on the foreign exchange market, also called forex market. Now, these markets trade over 7 trillion every single day. If a country has a booming economy, high interest rates and low inflation, foreign investors will want to put their money in the country. And to do that, they have to buy the country's currency. Now, the demand for this currency goes up, so the value of the currency goes up. Now, and inversely, if a country is facing political instability, high inflation, people usually sell off the currency and the value declines. In financial markets, money is just a product and its price is whatever people are willing to pay for money, which is a product. But exchange rate does not always tell the whole story. We have to talk about purchasing power. Basically, it is how much actual stuff your money can buy. Economists use something called the Big Mac Index just for description's sake. Because a Big Mac is made up of the exact same ingredients almost everywhere in the world, it's a great way to measure purchasing power. Even after you do the math on exchange rate, your US dollar or pounds will physically buy you more burgers in areas like South Africa, India, or Mexico than they will in like Switzerland or Norway. This difference in purchasing power creates winners and losers. Let's start with the winners. If you earn money in a strong currency like the US dollars or pounds, but live in a country with a weaker currency and lower cost of living, you experience a massive lifestyle upgrade. This is the entire foundation of the digital nomad movement or remote working. Basically, they are remote workers who earn in currency more valuable than their resident currency. A weaker currency is a superpower for export. Say for instance, if Japanese yen is weak, Japanese car become cheaper for the rest of the world to buy, boosting their manufacturing. It also makes the country a magnet for investors, pumping foreign money into the local economy. But usually there's a dark side to this imbalance. For people living in countries with weaker currencies, buying imported goods become incredibly expensive and more painful. Things like smartphones, computers, foreign manufactured medicine, and even oil are priced in strong currencies like the US dollar. This means everybody in low-income countries often have to work exponentially longer hours to afford the same exact laptop as someone in the US. Because of this purchasing power gap, highly skilled workers such as doctors, engineers, scientists, computer programmers, they often leave their home countries to work in places where their labor buys them better standard of living, usually countries with better currencies. And now this deprives low-income nations of their best talent, making it even harder for the economies to catch up. And for countries with heavily inflated, super strong currencies, their local manufacturing can be destroyed because it's simply too expensive for the rest of the world to buy their goods because the currency is more expensive than most of low-income countries. Currency isn't just a piece of paper or numbers on the screen. It's a complex web that connects all of us. It dictates where businesses build factories, where tourists take vacations, and how much you pay for your morning coffee. Next time you look at the price tag abroad or in a shop or in a store, you are not just looking at a number, you are looking at the history, the economy, and the global standing of an entire nation, all dictated by the currency. Thank you. If you find this dive into global money fascinating, make sure you hit the like button, follow and subscribe for more deep dives into how our world actually works. Let me know in the comments, what's the craziest price difference you've ever seen while traveling? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.